Hello everyone, welcome back to my Unreal Engine third-person shooter project. So in this project I'm going to show you how to implement how to fix some of the aiming problems for the NPC characters we had previously. So now as you can see here, these enemies targeting the player character like this. So this line is just a line that I draw to show the target line of enemies. So now as you can see, even if the character is above the ground or even if the character is in the same level, you can see the enemies are properly targeting the player like this. So that's what I'm going to do today. And as always, this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for the support you guys are giving me. Right, now as you can see here, when enemies are aiming at me, if I look at them in a side view, they don't really their target does not along the vertical axis, their target is not matching. So if I draw a line, it should be more like going this way. They are not aiming to the middle of maybe somewhere here of the enemy's body. So that's what I want to solve today. Let's do a little experiment. Let's put this guy on top of this platform and see if he get any different, if he actually look down, because he does look down, but the aim and direction does not align the location of the enemy, as I can see. Yeah, so how to fix that? Okay, to make it easier to debug, let's attach a visible object to this gun like this. Let's make this 0.1 and 0.1, 0.05, 0.05, and then let's attach this to, yeah, it is already in the gun. Let's make this, let's move to 0, 0, right, and let's give some offset around x-axis, maybe 50, and let's make this longer so we can easily see the direction this guy is aiming at. Alright, this should be enough. shall we assign an emissive material to make it clearly visible? Yeah, let's create an emissive let's assign this one. Wait, right, now let's see how they actually aim. See, that is totally wrong. Completely wrong direction. Okay, now let's see how to fix this. Now that we can easily see the direction they are aiming, we can easily fix that. Okay, so that part, the vertical rotation part, comes from this roll, I think. Yeah, so we have a roll offset which is 90. Okay, no, I think it's pitch. Yeah, let's while working, let's add a pitch offset like 30 and see if there is any change, any difference. Yeah, there is a difference. As you can see, they are looking upward. So yeah, so that means I can use that value to drive this system. So this should be a minus value then. For the player, it would affect in a different way than the enemy characters because that object has collisions. That's why I was moved away. Let me disable collisions. Okay, now as you just saw, now they are looking down. For this guy it was alright, it's alright, but for this guys it's not. Okay, and for the player also, that affects, that value is affected. So how to fix that issue? That should be 0 for the player. No, let's try minus 5 then. No, minus 10. Not correct. Minus 15. Yeah, now that's alright for the ground characters, but not for the character in the platform. And for the player also it's not working. because for the player it has to be 0, because otherwise it won't align with the reticle. Okay, now how to fix the player issue. Actually we don't get the pitch value from the A main rotation. We don't use it anywhere. We don't use it for here. So yeah, let's print the value we get for the pitch, and then let's figure out how to use it. So first, to avoid confusions, I'll delete these two characters, otherwise we would have so many debug nodes. But also now there will be two for player as well. Right, now -18 is for the enemy character, and this change in value is for the player. I can say that just by looking at the values. Now that's -19. Okay, and then why don't we need that value to work for the player? So yeah, let's add this input yeah, to this A main rotation Y or pitch that we get here, and let's see what happens. Right, definitely it's not working for the player and somewhat working for the enemy character. So how to fix this issue? Alright, let's do something like this. I'll keep this as it is for the player. Let me remove this part. And then let me clean this up a little bit. And this section is for turning left and right part, so that part is alright. The only problematic part is this one. So let's promote that entire section into a function. Then we can override those settings for NPC characters. Let me duplicate these parts so that I can promote the rest of it as a separate function. Is everything all right? Yeah. Collapse to function, set a mean rotation, and compile. And let's restore this part. This is not required for the player character. Right. Now let's save all and create a child blueprint from this BPS soldier. Let's call it BPS soldier NPC. And here let's override set aim in rotation. Let's select them all and copy and paste here. Collapse these things into set aim in rotation. Right, now this is the input. And let's add this minus 10 offset for this one, because this will only affect the NPC soldier character. And here now I'll assign, instead of BPS soldier, BPS soldier NPC. Alright, now it should be okay somewhat. Let's place a couple of them in the ground as well, so we can have a better idea. Alright, now we can connect this page input like this. Let's add page. Directly here, and let's see what happens. Oh, they're directly targeting for the head, which is a good thing, but the enemy in the platform is not doing so well. Let's see what happens if the player is above the level of enemy. Oh, the enemy on the ground is doing well. They don't show any difference if I crouch. That's because I don't consider that part. Okay, what if I increase this into -50? Why does this enemy always have some offset to the right? Of the character. I think that comes from this part. No, that should. Right, actually the vertical part is controlled with the roll, not with pitch. So yeah, that's why we have to have this. That's why if I disconnect this part, the character the NPC just aiming only in the horizontal plane. Right, now the only problem I have to solve, the major problem I have to solve is this offset. So now as you can see, this line should come here, not here. So that should be happening from the yaw. Yeah, let's make 1 instead of 0.5. Now it seems the offset is too much. Yeah. Does that mean I have to make this minus? No. Oh, how about completely disconnecting this part then? Okay. Now I think it's better. So I should have done that because as I had to do that because that's in order to make it work from player's perspective. Oh. Let's make that line longer. So that we can see how this guy aims in a very long distance. This is a lot of trial and error, but I hope it is worth it. Okay, it seems point 2 works better, but yeah, now let's try to fix this problem. When my character is below the enemy's level, as you can see, there is a huge gap between the head of my character and the target line of the enemy. So the enemy should target down the character. So how to fix that? Okay, to fix that, let me remove this one, and then okay, so after doing a lot of trial and error, I found out these are the values that works best. So yeah, this is how it works now. when the character is in the ground. So yeah, this guy aims like that from the platform like this, and this guy aims at me like this. So it works both for both same level enemies and for both high ground enemies. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop this episode at this point. And still there is a little problem when the enemies when the target is above the ground. As you can see, there is a problem like that. So I will solve that problem in the next episode. And yeah, so if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of my Patreon club. Link would be in the description below. And thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.